After a crushing loss to the Jags in the 1996 playoffs, the Broncos knew they had to do something drastic. Elway's career was almost over and he didn't have any rings. And that's when genius struck. Redesign everything. The logo, the uniforms, the colours. And what do you know? It worked. They won the Super Bowl that year. But what actually happened that season? Of course, this is kind of a joke. A new uniform cannot be the reason for a Super Bowl victory. However, don't dismiss the idea entirely. It was like they hit the reset button. The curse of the orange was gone. Not only was it a new look for a new team, but the quality was better. The uniforms were lighter and didn't absorb as much moisture. With that design reset, the Broncos were ready.
With the change, it brought about confidence, I felt. It brought a new swagger. Look good, play good, all that stuff.
After losing 3 Super Bowls, Elway sought redemption in 1997. While they go on to win back-to-back Super Bowls, this video is just about the first victory, following the design overhaul. While Elway was undeniably a generational talent, he wasn't free from doubt. He was considered a prima donna by some for refusing to sign with the Baltimore Colts. He was also thought to be a big game choker, with some devastating losses. But Elway was the single biggest factor as to why the Broncos were in those Super Bowls. But it would be his final 2 years that cemented his place in history. The story really started in 1996. Dubbed the ambush at Mile High, the Jags, only in their second NFL season, pulled off a huge upset in the AFC divisional round. The Jags were the new kids on the block. A blowout seemed likely. The number 1 seed, 13-3 Broncos, had not lost all season at home. They went 8-0. Despite being 12-point underdogs, the Jags came out on top 30-27. But that loss made the Broncos hungry. It's what actually propelled them to back-to-back Super Bowls. They were coming back with a vengeance to prove they had what it took to hoist the Lombardi. After a 12-4 regular season, they entered the playoffs as a wildcard team. First up was their friends the Jags, but this time the game would go according to plan, with a decisive 42-17 victory. They would then go on to beat the Chiefs and the Steelers. Now John Elway, in his 4th Super Bowl at age 37. He had lost 3 already. The Packers had coasted through the playoffs and the Broncos were a wildcard team. Although Super Bowl 32 was Terrell Davis's game, he had 3 touchdowns, while Elway had none and 1 interception, there was one play that stands out more than any. This game had many highlights, of course, but to avoid giving you a boring play-by-play synopsis, we enter the third quarter. Tied 17-17, Denver were at the Packers 12 after starting at their own 8-yard line. 3rd and 6. Elway drops back and nobody is open. He scrambles out the pocket, but with a cluster of Packers in front of him, it doesn't look like he's going to get the first down. Elway jumped headfirst like a ram. The defender went for his knees, spinning Elway 180 degrees and getting the first down. A play that lives in infamy. The Broncos went on to score 2 plays later and won the Super Bowl 31-24.
There's one thing I want to say here tonight. It's only 4 words. This one's for John.
They were a great team and finally got over the hump. Led by veterans and great coaching, they were motivated to win after a crushing loss to the Jags. Although, for fun, let's attribute their success in part to the redesign.